Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular council meeting for September 20th, 2021. We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is Treaty 2 land, traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Assiniboine, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and homeland of the Métis Nation. We affirm our commitment to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of collaboration and reconciliation. Moved by Councillor Reel, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that the regular council meeting agenda be amended as follows. We will be deleting item 9B, the call for a by-election. Any questions or comments there? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts the regular meeting agenda as amended. Call the questions there. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that council waives the reading and accepts and approves as circulated the minutes of the following meeting. That be the meeting of the regular council meeting back on September 7th of this year. Any questions or comments there? Call those. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Reel. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the Honor 150 presentation for Bill Hart. Welcome, everyone. This is exciting because this is like the biggest crowd we've had in a long time. So it's kind of like a sign that we're kind of moving back to normal. So welcome to Bill and his family and friends. Honor 150 presented by Canada Life recognizes 150 Manitobans who stand out for their role in making Manitoba an amazing province. In 2020, Council unanimously supported the nomination of Bill Hart as a Manitoba Honor 150 volunteer. Now, in addition to a 35-year career with Child and Family Services, Bill volunteered with countless organizations in Dauphin, and it's impossible to capture all the contributions Bill has made to our community over the years, but I got to list a few. Bill was an active member of many local organizations, including the Boys and Girls Band and Toastmasters. He was a founding member of the Dauphin and District Community Foundation, the Dauphin and District Allied Arts Council, Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal Corporation, the Healthy Dauphin Committee, and the local board of the Western Christian College. Bill played a key role in the restoration of the Watson Arts Center back in the 1970s, where he was instrumental in the creation of Dauphin Skate Park. He was also a hardworking and influential contributor to Dauphin's Communities in Bloom. Patty can attest to that for sure, and has facilitated Dauphin's Grief Share program, which provides grief support to those who have lost loved ones. Bill also found time to write 4 books. He wrote his Heartstrings column in our local paper over a span of 10 years, and many years back wrote a column called At the Center. Do you remember that one, Bill? Yeah. Which engaged the community in the progress and developments at the Watson Arts Center. Bill's impact is felt everywhere in our community, and his long-standing career in volunteerism and his we can do it mindset have driven goal-getting, collaboration, and achievement in many organizations he touched over the years. In recognition of this prestigious award, I'm honored to present Bill with a framed honor certificate, a commemorative medal and ribbon, which is really cool. I'm kind of jealous. A $40 gift card from Manitoba 150 sponsor Canad Inns, and a USB flash drive with a video that depicts the creation of the commemorative medal, along with the personal greetings from Manitoba 150 co-chairs Monique Lacoste and Stuart Murray, as well as messages from Lieutenant Governor Janice Fillman, former Premier Brian Pallister, program sponsor Canada Life, and Jonathan Lyon, President and CEO of Health Science Centre Foundation. Well done, Bill. I'm going to come around now and present to you. Yes, round of applause for sure. A lot of stuff here. There's the gift card. And that's information on how the metal was made. Certificate, and I'll just put this down quickly here. On the photo. Thank you very much. And now we'll play a short video.
On behalf of Manitoba 150 and Canada Life,
we are humbled to congratulate Bill Hart on being selected for Honor 150.
Bill, we wish we could have congratulated you in person and thank you for your contributions to Manitoba.
As a small token of appreciation, Canada Life has made a donation in your honor to the Dauphin and District Community Foundation under the William and Elizabeth Hart Memorial Fund.
We are delighted to have this small opportunity to recognize you. Your commitment to giving back to your community of Dauphin will inspire the next generation of amazing Manitobans.
My name is Takashi Iwasaki. My artwork is my way to express my own ideas, but I also like it to be part of a messenger, a device to communicate with people. I'm from a mountainous part of Japan. Everything, I look around everywhere, I see sort of something pointing upwards. And it's difficult to see any really horizon line. But here it's like everywhere you look around 360 degrees, you can sort of feel the weight of sky crushing onto me. I have never felt like sky is like air and it's light, but it's like so heavy on me. That was something I never felt when I was in Japan where I was brought up. And I wanted to make that captured in the metal.
Dear friends, fellow Manitobans, leaders and communities across our province, congratulations on this recognition of your contributions to Manitoba. It is my pure pleasure to join you virtually from Government House, located in the heart of Winnipeg, on the traditional land of the Anishinaabe and Métis people, in a province enriched by a large and vibrant Indigenous community. We are fortunate to live in a province where a diverse population is woven together like a beautiful tapestry. We live in a place where people make important, life-enhancing connections through their membership in communities, identified by geography, culture, history, language, faith, and personal passion. Within those communities, each of you has stepped up and taken on a leadership role. You have listened to the voices of others. You have identified needs and imagined ways of meeting those needs. You have taken action. The contributions you have made to our province are as varied as the group of award honorees who are separated by 1,300 kilometers of highway and 75 years of age. What you have in common is that each of you has given freely of that most precious resource, your time, to make life better in Manitoba than it might otherwise be. This has been a challenging couple of years for many of us. One thing that has helped many in Manitoba throughout this difficult time has been the passion for and commitment to community displayed by people like you. As we begin our return to normal life, as we get back to rubbing shoulders with friends, neighbors, and strangers alike, we will all have opportunities to give back and to participate in rebuilding. The uplifting stories of the Honor 150 recipients are a great inspiration for anybody who wants to be part of the ongoing story of the building of a better, healthier, more just and vibrant Manitoba. Thank you and congratulations. Merci, Miigwech.
On behalf of Manitobans, I want to congratulate you for being recognized as a Manitoba Honor 150 recipient. This award was intended to recognize people from across the province who give back to the community and enrich the places in which they live. You've received this award because you make Manitoba a better place without wanting recognition. Whether you give up your time to flood the ice rink every season in your local community or promote arts and culture, volunteer for a local charity, you've made a difference. And today we honor you for that. I am disappointed that we couldn't celebrate your contributions in person this year, but I am grateful for the generosity displayed by our Honor 150 sponsor, Canada Life, for donating their sponsorship contribution to the HSC Foundation. And I also thank you for choosing a cause for Canada Life to donate a further $500 on your behalf. Manitoba continues to lead our beautiful country in volunteerism, and it's because of you that the only thing better than today in Manitoba will be tomorrow in Manitoba. Thank you.
When I design something, I use 3D modeling program, and this time, because I had to communicate with the metal manufacturing company, I felt sort of limited with my modeling skills on computer. So I just started, okay, I like cutting wood and it's very tangible and I always like the hands-on work. So I started cutting out a circle shape of the metal with coping saw and added some thin pieces of wood to construct the metal. So it's a bit different from what I usually do because I paint and yeah, more of a flat creation when I do things, but it was more sculptural. I wanted to thank the nature and animals here. So I like the shape of wing of an owl going up in the curve. So it's part of that depicted in the metal. And I drew 3 feather shapes, curved feather shapes. I saw rivers as well. And I clicked, oh, okay, there are 3 major rivers here. One for Nelson River, which goes out to Hudson Bay. And the other one is a combination of Red River and Assiniboine together and the Winnipeg River. And there's a reservoir in my shape, which signifies Lake Winnipeg.
Hello, bonjour. My name is Jonathan Lyon, and I'm the President and CEO of the Health Sciences Centre Foundation. I'd like to begin by congratulating you on your Honor 150 award. This award is a celebration of the community and the culture of excellence that defines our province, and we are extremely grateful for your outstanding contributions to our society. As the fundraising arm of the Health Sciences Centre, Manitoba's hospital, we are delighted and honored to receive this monumental gift of $150,000 to our COVID-19 Crisis Response Fund from Honor 150, presented by Canada Life. This act of generosity helps ensure that HSC can acquire specific, timely, and essential equipment to help critically ill patients and the professionals who care for them through COVID-19 and beyond. By supporting this fund, you have helped purchase a temperature management system that helps maintain body temperature to heal injuries and allow for blood clotting, a rapid infuser that allows for the quick administration of fluids and blood products for patients who are in shock, and Bluetooth-enabled oxygen sensors that immediately alert staff when there is a disruption in a patient's oxygen supply. On behalf of our board and staff, I extend my sincerest gratitude for your enthusiastic and generous gift. Thank you for supporting Manitoba's hospital, and congratulations again on your award.
Honor 150, presented by Canada Life, was created to shine a light on the best of Manitoba and the people who make this province an outstanding place to live. That's why we're proud to congratulate the amazing Manitobans selected to receive this award. To the recipients, your selfless contributions to your community and our province have enriched the places we live, work, play, and come together. The impact is clear. You've given your time and your energy, all in the name of making a difference in the lives of others. And the best part is, you did it because you saw a need. You didn't wait to be asked. You're not doing it for the recognition. You just stepped up to get a job done. Thank you for all you have done and will no doubt continue to do.
I have my definition for my creative process, but sometimes it's more interesting to know what they think, because yeah, I'm from outside of Manitoba and living in Manitoba. It's like that. Like someone outside of my creative ideas look at my work and find something more important to me. So it's always nice and fun for me to listen to what other people say about my work. It's exactly how it was supposed to be when it was casted with metal.
Vous avez contribué à faire de notre province une communauté de personnes qui se soucient les unes des autres, qui s'encouragent mutuellement à s'épanouir et qui donnent généreusement en retour. Merci.
Félicitations et merci.
Congratulations.
Now go and celebrate.
Okay, Bill, I'll turn it over to you in a second to say some closing words, but I think the first question I have to ask, because you just said go and celebrate. What are you going to do to go and celebrate? What's your plan? Just before you go though, turn your mic on. There you go. You got it.
Yeah, nothing spectacular. My daughter-in-law is here, and we're going to have a great meal together tonight. So
there you go. Okay. Any other words in closing that you'd like to say?
Yes, I could.
Go for it.
I just want to thank you so much for this. It's just such an honor. Dauphin's been our home for a long time, and it just seemed to be the place where I could find a place to serve. And it's just been great to be a part of the organizations that I've volunteered with. It's the people that make the difference. You know, you can do projects and plant flowers, Patty, and things like that, but it's working with the folks of this community that have made it what it is. And we're just grateful to be residents of this community and the Parkland region. And this is very touching for me, and I'm so grateful that all of the council and the city staff and everything that have made this possible. And so thank you. You have my deep, heartfelt thank you. Okay.
No, thank you, Bill. Go ahead. Yeah, if anyone wants, any councilors want to say anything. Patty, go ahead.
Bill, I truly missed you when you left our committee. I know you were looking at more time for yourself, but I really, truly think that that we as a committee have really grown just because of all the history you shared with all these different places, and the judges were always impressed with you, and they never forgot you. They thought that was amazing, the knowledge that you had of this community and how it's grown. So I thank you very much for all your efforts, not including, Communities in Bloom, but all your other ones. You were a very, very important part of our committee.
Thank you, Patty.
Any other comments? No. I think we'll leave it at that. You guys can't stick around. We don't get these crowds often for council meetings, so it's up to you. But enjoy your meal tonight, Bill, and thank you very much. Okay, I've done that before. Yeah, for sure. If you're okay with it, Bill, I'll take my mask off as well. Okay. Thanks again. Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good to see you again.
Yeah,
It's been so long since I've seen you. Wonderful to see you. I remember.
Okay, back to things. This has got to be changed here. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Reel. Be it resolved that all items under item 5 consent agenda be approved as follows and form part of these minutes. Action items under A, the proclamation for National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and I'll read that right now. Whereas the Truth and Reconciliation Commission released its final report on June 2nd of 2015, which included 94 calls to action to redress, or is that supposed to be address? Okay, redress the legacy of residential schools and to promote a framework for all levels of government to repair the painful legacy of our colonial history and to move forward with reconciliation. And whereas unmarked graves at residential schools in Manitoba and across the country have raised awareness about the truth of residential schools and the need to honor survivors and remember the children who did not make it home. And whereas in response to recommendation number 80 of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the federal government in collaboration with Indigenous peoples has proclaimed September 30th, 2021 to be a federal statutory holiday to be recognized as the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And whereas the City of Dauphin recognizes that public remembrance of the history of residential schools is a vital component of the reconciliation process. And whereas the City of Dauphin and its employees will be observing the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, previously known as Orange Shirt Day, on September 30th, 2021, as a statutory holiday to provide time to reflect on the legacy of the residential school system and its impact on Indigenous communities, and will be flying its flags at half-mast. Now, therefore, we, the Council of Dauphin, the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim September 30th, 2021 as National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Action item number 2, be it resolved that Council proclaims October 1st, 2021 as International Day of Older Persons. Whereas in 1990, the United Nations adopted October 1st as the International Day of Older Persons. And whereas between 1950 and 2010, life expectancy worldwide rose from 46 to 68 years and is projected to reach 81 years by the end of the century. And whereas by 2050, 2 billion people worldwide will be 60 years of age or older. And whereas older persons represent the fastest growing segment of the Canadian population, requiring attention to their specific needs, including income security, housing, healthcare, and elder abuse. And whereas in 2010, Canada recognized these needs by designating October 1st as National Seniors Day. And whereas the City of Dauphin celebrates seniors in our community and the contributions they make to their families and to society. Now, therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim October 1st, 2021 as International Day of Older Persons. And lastly, be it resolved that Council proclaims October 3rd to the 9th, 2021 as Fire Prevention Week. Whereas the City of Dauphin is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living in and visiting Dauphin, and whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are the locations where people are at greatest risk from fire, and whereas the smoke alarm sounds, and whereas when the smoke alarm sounds, Dauphin residents may have less than 2 minutes to escape to safety. And whereas Dauphin's residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are more prepared and will therefore be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas Dauphin's residents should make a home escape plan, drawing a map of each level of home, showing all doors and windows. And whereas Dauphin's residents should practice the home fire escape plan with everyone in the household, including visitors. And whereas Dauphin's residents should practice the home fire escape drill at least twice a year during day and at night. And whereas Dauphin's residents should teach children to escape on their own in case adults cannot help them. And whereas Dauphin's residents should make sure everyone in the home knows how to call 911 or the local emergency number from a cell phone or a neighbor's phone. And whereas Dauphin's residents should practice using different ways out. And whereas Dauphin's residents in a real emergency should get low and go under the smoke to get out quickly. And whereas Dauphin's residents should get out and stay out, never going back inside the home for people, pets, or things. And whereas Dauphin's residents are responsive to public education measures and are able to take action to increase their safety from fire, especially in their homes. And whereas this year's Fire Prevention Week campaign, Learn the Sounds of Fire Safety, works to educate everyone about the different sounds alarms make and the action needed based on that sound. And whereas all the people of Dauphin are urged to be aware of their surroundings, look for available points of escape in the event of a fire or other emergency, respond when the smoke alarm sounds by exiting the building immediately, and support the many public safety activities and efforts of the Dauphin Fire Department during Fire Prevention Week 2021. Therefore, we, the Council of the City of Dauphin, do hereby proclaim October 3rd to the 9th, 2021 as Fire Prevention Week. Moving on, as recommended by the Deputy Mayor and the City Manager, outstanding water accounts added, or just one account, sorry, added to taxes. Be it resolved that the following water account be added to taxes: that of 6 Railway Avenue, $76.89. The previous tenant did not pay the final utility bill. That as recommended by the the Director of Finance and the Utility Clerk. Under filing items, we have the Association of Manitoba Municipalities News Bulletin for September 10th, the reminder of Fall 2021 Cities Caucus meeting, 23rd Annual Fall Convention coming up as well. Number 2, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, the FCM Connects for September 8th, the 14th, and the 16th as well. Under number 3, Municipal Relations, COVID-19 update for municipalities, the Day for Truth and Reconciliation and display of flags. Number 4, Premier of Manitoba, letter from Brian Pallister back on August 31st. And number 5, Mountain View School Division News Digest on September 13th, that as recommended by the Deputy Mayor and City Manager. Any questions or comments? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Stakilo, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information the following corporate report for the September 20th, today's regular Council meeting from the City Manager.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. It has been a couple weeks since our last meeting, and I've had several meetings in that time. As I said, I believe at the September 7th Council meeting. September is a very busy month. Everybody has done their holidays for summer and are getting back into the swing of things for school and work, and a lot of committee work starts again. And it was great to see people in our gallery today. So we're having more meetings and things like that. My usual COVID update. Since our last council meeting, there have been no changes to the public health orders and therefore no changes to the operations at the city facilities. However, with the changes that happened prior to our last council meeting, we do get questions from time to time and make interpretations of the public health orders or ask Manitoba Municipal Relations municipal service officers for interpretations. And I have to say, we've noticed that there have been a lot of discussions regarding the rules in our community and how those rules are affecting our community. Next item is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And so council has discussed at a previous meeting that we will be closed to the public that day. And we will be providing that day as a day for reflection for our staff. We believe this decision reflects our organization's desire to learn the truth about the history of Indigenous people. And we are going to be providing some resources for our staff that they can review to help learn about Indigenous history in Dauphin. Next item is regarding the Dauphin Airport. We do have a process inspection on September 22nd, so we've been preparing for that. We also have a test of the airport emergency plan. The tabletop portion of that is on September 28th. And I have been working with a subcommittee updating the airport's airside vehicle operations permit, or AVOP manual. And I have been working with the airport manager and the city's ICT manager to digitize some reporting forms. And lastly, an update on economic development. So based on our conversations with staff, management, council, employee relations committee, and several members of the public, we have been working to rebuild the economic development component of our city. The economic development manager position has been vacant for about 3 or 3.5 months now. And during that time, we've been reflecting on our needs and updating the job description. The economic development management position will be posted on our website during this week and will be advertised on social media, at our local paper, and select papers in the parkland and south of Riding Mountain National Park. Also, it will be advertised on several economic development related websites. The Economic Development and Tourism Board, under the direction of Interim Chair Dave Boziak, will be calling a meeting in the first week of October. At that meeting, the current board members will be discussing the board structure, purpose, meeting frequency, participation requirements, and communication processes. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions or comments regarding the city manager's report? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eiler, seconded by Councillor Reel. Be it resolved that the finance accounts have been examined by council and be hereby authorized and approved as followed. Check totals $28,567 to $28,691. 125 checks of $1,924,686.78. And no voided checks in past ranges, and no electronic payments. Any questions or comments there? Seeing none, I'll call those questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellemare, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following report for the September 20th, 2021 regular council meeting, that of the Director of Public Works. Any questions or comments regarding that report? Seeing none, I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. I know Mike is on his delayed honeymoon, so I know he's probably watching us right now. So hi, Mike. I hope you're having a good time on your honeymoon. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Reel. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the following engineering staff report for the September 20th, 2021 regular council meeting, that of the building inspector for August of 2021. Any questions or comments there? Seeing none, I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Reel, seconded by Councillor Eilers. Be it resolved that council accepts as information the minutes from the following committee meetings. Number 1, the Intermountain Watershed District regular board meeting from July 6th, and the Fort Dauphin Museum Incorporated regular board meeting back on August 4th. Profit and loss budget versus actual January 1st to September 1st, 2021. Balance sheet previous year comparison as of September 1st, 2021. And the manager's report for September 1st as well. Any questions or comments there? Go ahead, Councillor Bellarmine.
Just a comment. In the manager's report for Fort Dauphin Museum, she mentions that they're looking for volunteers. So if there are people watching this or know of people who have some spare time or interest in any aspect of the museum's operation, they would love to hear from you. So just letting you know that there's that need out there.
Any other questions or comments? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Bellarmine, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that council accepts as information with profound regret correspondence dated September 12th, 2021 from Mayor Alan Dauphin advising that he will be retiring from his position as Mayor of Dauphin effective October 1st, 2021 in order to fully focus on his health. Further be it resolved that council acknowledges and appreciates Mayor Dauphin's tremendous contributions to the city of Dauphin, dating back to his first council meeting as councillor in November of 1998, just under 23 years, through his tenure as deputy mayor as well, 2001, 2002, and from 2010 to 2017 as our mayor since December, of 2017. Further be it resolved that council extends sincere gratitude for Mayor Dauphin's dedication and contribution to our community. Any comments? We definitely wish Al all the best. I think I speak for everyone when it comes to that. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Bellarmine. Be it resolved that council accepts as information a memorandum dated September 17th, 2021 from the city manager outlining the issues Dauphin Recreation Services has regarding the Canadian Emergency Wage Subsidy Program and recommending the city support DRS in their efforts to lobby the Member of Parliament for assistance, from the Minister of National Revenue. Further be it resolved that council agrees with the city manager's recommendation and will support Dauphin Recreation Services in this matter. Any questions or comments there? Go ahead, Councillor Eilers.
I just wonder, what is the timeline? I know we have the election today. What is the timelines that we're looking at trying to, have we already sent, like we will send a letter immediately, or is it going to be delayed?
So what we're looking at is as soon as the Member of Parliament has been announced for this riding, we will reach out to them with a letter and with a request for a meeting, an in-person meeting. So as soon as we know the results of the election.
Has there been any cases that have been reversed that you know to your knowledge?
It seems like there's some that have been reversed or partly reviewed and changed, and I think it is very, I guess, situation specific. So not every not every recreation services is set up the same way. And it will depend on people's interpretation or Canada Revenue Agency's interpretation of how Dauphin Rec Services is set up with respect to municipality, the City of Dauphin and the arm of Dauphin. So I think that the general manager wants an opportunity to be able to, I think, have a better conversation with some of the ministers, and specifically the one for national revenue, which is the one who is in charge of Canada Revenue Agency.
I just feel that they were misguided, like they did all the things in place and had asked the right questions. And I'm very surprised that this has happened, because usually it is when you don't fact check and get all the information.
No,
So,
I agree. Dauphin Rec Services and the general manager acted upon the information they were provided, and then they were provided different information. And as soon as the different information was provided, they changed their operations immediately to reflect that information, but they were caught for a spell there.
Any more questions or comments? We'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Reel, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Whereas the Truth and Reconciliation Commission released its final report on June 2nd, 2015, which included 94 calls to action to redress the legacy of residential schools and to provide a framework for all levels of government to repair the painful legacy of our colonial history and to move forward with reconciliation. And whereas unmarked graves at residential schools in Manitoba and across the country have raised awareness about the truth of residential schools and the need to honor survivors and remember the children who did not make it home. And whereas in response to recommendation number 80 of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the federal government, in collaboration with Indigenous peoples, has proclaimed September 30th, 2021 to be a federal statutory holiday to be recognized as the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And whereas the City of Dauphin recognizes that public remembrance of the history of residential schools is a vital component of the reconciliation process. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information a memorandum dated September 9th, 2021 from the Director of Finance recommending that City Hall, the City Shop, and the City Landfill be closed on September 30th, 2021 to allow City employees time to reflect and observe the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and that employees required to work on September 30th, 2021 to provide essential services be provided with an equivalent amount of time off on a future date. Further, be it resolved that Council agrees with the recommendation from the Director of Finance and authorizes the closure of City Hall, the City Shop, and the City Landfill on September 30th, 2021 to observe the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Further, be it resolved that Council authorizes the municipal clerks at the RCMP detachment to also observe this day. And further, be it resolved that that City of Dauphin flags will be flown at half-mast on September 30th, 2021 to recognize this important day of reflecting and healing. Any comments or questions? I'll call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Moved by Councillor Reel, seconded by Councillor Stakilo. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information correspondence dated September 2nd, 2021 from Councillor Eilers requesting reimbursement under Policy 2.3 Travel and Expense Item 3I for 30 hours of work performed for the Communities in Bloom Committee to help prepare the 5-year beautification plan and the 2021 profile book. Further, be it resolved that Council accepts as information Policy 2.3 Travel and Expense, in which Item 3I speaks to Council Member or committee or board member reimbursement for registration fees, transportation expenses, accommodations, and meals applicable for seminars, courses, workshops, training for the specific purpose of learning or working together on a project, or to study a particular subject relative to the municipality. Further, be it resolved that council accepts this information, a memorandum dated September 1st, 2021, from the city manager clarifying that Councillor Eiler's request is for special consideration for compensation and not reimbursement, and referencing 3 different documents where payment details are outlined, concluding that under the current bylaws and policies of the City of Dauphin, Councillor Eilers does not qualify for payment for these hours worked outside of meetings. Further, be it resolved that Council agrees to pay Councillor Eilers for 30 hours of time spent on Communities in Bloom work outside of committee meetings. Any questions or comments? I'll call the questions. Those in favor of paying Councillor Eilers? Yeah, no problem. Councillor Reel.
So is the resolution to pay her? That's the recommendation? Okay, thank you.
Okay, so again, all in favor of paying Councillor Eilers for 30 hours of time spent on Communities in Bloom work outside of committee meetings?
And could I get a recorded vote, please?
Yep. Okay. Do you want me to write it down on here as well? Okay. And those against paying Councillor Eilers for 30 hours? Thank you. Councillor Eilers, we'll just wait for her to come back into the room. Moved by Councillor Eilers, seconded by Councillor Bellemare. Be it resolved that Council accepts as information the invitations and event listed below. Invitations, number 1, Manitoba Association of Watersheds, the 2021 conference. That's happening on December 6th to the 8th of this year. The Dauphin Friendship Center Truth and Reconciliation Day, that's going September 30th, of course, this year. Community events. Number 1, the only one, Canada's National Ukrainian Festival, end of summer Zabava street dance, and that happens this Saturday, September 25th, 2021. And we'll move on, or sorry, I'll call the questions. Any comments or questions? Yes, Councillor Bellemare.
Okay, obviously they want as many people as at the Zabava as possible, but for the event at the Friendship Center, is that open to the public or is that by invitation? Because I know we have COVID restrictions.
So for clarification, it's put on by the Friendship Center, but it will be hosted at Parkland Crossing. I believe it's outside, and I'm unsure right now if it is generally open to the public. This was just an invitation for us to speak, but let me look into if it's open for everybody.
Any more comments or questions? Call the questions. All in favor? Motion carried. Move to councillor privileges. And we will go from left to right, right to left. Councillor Reel, go ahead.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Lachlan. September 7th, after the long weekend, regular council meeting here at City Hall. On the 13th, the Planning and Priorities Committee. The 14th, I attended the Dauphin District Community Foundation AGM, and their regular board meeting was after the AGM. On the 15th, I attended the men's shed for a meeting. They do, it's at Parkland Crossing. I bought 2 bat houses. They certainly do a lot of good for the schools, a group of men who get together and share their talents. So very much appreciate all they do. Thank you to the men's shed. And attended, I can't even remember what day it was this week earlier, or maybe it was last week, at the Watson Arts Center, the Vernon L. Watson bus statue unveiling. Very wonderful, very moving by his son as to the contribution for Mr. Watson and all that he gave to Dauphin. And as Mr. Hart says, that's exactly what community is of Dauphin and the people that contributed. So thank you for that. And there ends my report.
Thank you. Councillor Bellemare.
Thank you. In addition to the regular meetings on the 7th and the 13th, I too attended the statue unveiling for Dr. Watson. And there is a plaque with a lot of information on it. So that will outline a lot of the things that Dr. Watson has done for our community. But particularly, he was very instrumental in the saving of that building, because at one time long ago it was slated for demolition, and he was instrumental in changing that and starting an arts center. Some events coming up in the community. Culture Month is starting, beginning this weekend, and this weekend has the Yard Finch starting on Sunday. So meet at the WAC with a bicycle, and there's all kinds of neat activities like powwows and all kinds of stuff. So organizers are very creative. The Rail Museum has an event this Saturday from 11 till 3, so jot down there and check, because they are honoring the rail tracks first coming through Dauphin. Tuesday nights, pickleball at our new multi-court event. New multi-court area. And no experience required. They're very supportive, even if you don't know the rules and how to do things. So you're most welcome to show up either tomorrow night or next Tuesday. And then afterwards, the Parkland Crossing has room for pickleball inside their facility as well. And something that's really struck me in the news is that starting today in Alberta at their children's hospital, only 8 children are going to receive their surgery, or only 8 received their surgery today due to cutbacks. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with this. I actually left my printed copy at home, so I'm ad-libbing, and I'm not as good at ad-libbing. There would have been 8 children, and only 2 were receiving their operation today. So 6 of them did not get their operation, and tomorrow 6 more will not get their operation, and on Wednesday 6 more, and so on. Their surgeons have been reassigned to COVID wards in that hospital. And while we're in Manitoba, and I'm going to remind people, wash your hands, wear a mask, get a vaccination, socially distance. People might say, well, Manitoba is very calm right now. But one of the things it seems to be is that the vaccine, the virus is kind of like playing whack-a-mole, that one province is good and the other one is not good. So even though this is Alberta, these are children, and this breaks my heart. And also I'd like to conclude by wishing Mayor Dauphin a big thanks for everything that he's given to our city and so many roles that he's played as a council member, but also Rotary and ACC and everything else. So thank you, Mayor Al.
Thank you, Councillor Eilers.
Thank you. On September 7th, I attended City Council meeting. On September the 10th, I went to the AGM Dauphin Neighborhood Renewal in Vermilion Park. It was really nice to have a meeting outside and enjoy the nice weather. September 11th, I went to the grand opening of the Dauphin Flight Training Center. It was very well attended and organized. Many youth were very excited to have their first flight. I got an education from, actually, I think he was 9 or 10, about all the different planes. And many were just delighted to see the variety of planes and something new in Dauphin. I saw a couple of retired pilots that used to have their own planes, and they were very excited about it. And it was something new for us to see in Dauphin. This is a step to ensure we have well-trained pilots to replace the retiring pilots. And there is a shortage. I knew this yet when I was flying up north. So this is really wonderful to see. On September 13th, planning and priority. And on September 16th, I was unable to attend the Watson Unveiling due to I was already instructing a all-day workshop. And September 18th to 19th, we had curbside giveaway. And the engagement was low or lower than before. And I don't know if there was a need to advertise this more or was it because it was a nice weekend and many residents were away. I know a few of my neighbors were away, so that might be the reason. So I guess we'll plan for better. I drove around, there was quite a few missing. I put my stuff out the night before, and in the morning it was gone. So I don't know if it just, somebody did pick it up or maybe they threw it in the garbage, I don't know. But anyway. And I would like to offer condolences to Howard Strand's family on his passing. He was really involved in many community events and especially agriculture related. And also condolences to Edward Gennick on his passing. He was a school teacher for many years and he was involved in many community events. That ends my report.
Thank you. Councillor Stikilo.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Laughlin. For myself, my report goes back to August 9th, as I wasn't in attendance for the September 7th council meeting. So for that, in addition to the council meeting on August 9th, August 11th, I attended a Dauphin neighborhood renewal meeting. August 19th, an airport board meeting. August 23rd, strategic planning and priorities meeting. And September 13th, a strategic planning and priorities meeting. I too was in attendance on September 11th at the Brandon Flight School open house at the Dauphin Airport, and I echo what Councillor Eiler says in that it was fantastic to see a number of people there, and I don't ever recall seeing the airport that full. You know, it gives hope to the fact that you know, it will spark enthusiasm for future pilots, and it's great to see the support that was given that day. So thanks to all those that were involved in making that happen. I too would like to end my report by thanking Mayor Dauphin for all his contributions in the community. I've been very fortunate over the years to sit beside him here around the council chambers, and during that time, I've been able to learn a lot from him and his knowledge, and we've had many side chats, and he's given me wisdom and some insight on stuff. But one thing I'll remember a lot is him and I comparing socks. We a lot of times would you know, roll up our pant leg and be able to compare who was wearing the better sock that day. So thanks again, Mayor Dauphin, for everything. You will be missed. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Councillor Stikilo. For myself, September 6th, regular council meeting here at City Hall. September 13th, also attended the Brandon Flight Center grand opening at the Dauphin Airport. Just again, echoing what Councillor Eilers and Councillor Stikilo said. Just really cool to see the airport that busy and vibrant that day. And you could hear the planes flying around town all day. So hopefully that didn't disturb too many people, but a great event, no doubt. September 13th, I attended a rural economic development meeting at the Hub in Dauphin with a number of leaders throughout communities in our area. It was a very good discussion there. Later in the day on the 13th, the strategic planning and priorities meeting here at City Hall. On September 15th, I attended the Chamber's federal election debate for this riding. Some good discussion there. Hopefully everyone went out and voted. If you didn't and you're watching this right now, you got about 2.5 hours before polls close. I believe they close at 8:30 today. So get out and vote. It's a big election. On September the 16th, I attended the unveiling of the Dr. Watson bust at the Watson Arts Center. A lot of people there as well. That was great to see. I'll just quickly echo a few things. Yard Fringe this weekend, again, as Councillor Bellamers said, Saturday as well. Dauphin Rail Museum hosting their 125th kickoff celebration. That's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then, of course, the CNUF Zababa, which we heard about earlier, that goes Saturday evening in front of their office, and it starts at 7 o'clock and runs until 2 in the morning. And lastly, I too would like to thank Al Dohan for everything he's done in the community and his time here. Just a great person. He's contributed a lot to our community. I've got some pretty good stories. I'm going to, I think, save some of them because they're not really council appropriate, but I'll always remember the rivalry between himself and me when it came to the Vancouver Canucks and the Winnipeg Jets. So thank you, Mayor Al Dohan, and we wish you all the best when it comes to moving forward. It's 8 p.m.? Okay, thank you, Councillor Eilers. They must have changed it on me. 8 o'clock, the Zabava at CNUF office. It's going to be exciting. You know what? Thanks for bringing that up, too, because you remind me. You have to get tickets for that event because public health, you're only allowed 500 people in there. And I think they're selling about 450 tickets because you need to account for volunteers as well. So get your tickets at the CNUF office. They're $2, and I think all the money's being donated to the food bank. So really good stuff. Thank you, Councillor Eilers, for that reminder. Okay, with that being said, moved by Councillor Reel, seconded by Councillor Stakilo, be it resolved that this council meeting be recessed at 6:02.